Alright, good morning guys. Obviously, as you can see, I've already used 2 of my products. I have like a $75 box coming of makeup. And I'm super excited about it because it's got my Bobbi Brown that literally is so empty. Oh, there's just enough for under each eye. This is my worst eye. Hold on. Here we go. Maybe enough for the tops. Oh yeah. Sorry. I love this stuff. I don't know if it's the vitamin enriched one or what, but I'm like obsessed with it. And I basically already did my eyebrows too, because for some reason that's the order I like to do things. And then I'll go back after I put on the foundation and you know, fix them, tweak them up a little bit. So, I was trying to think of a story today, and I really couldn't. Like, there's been so many crazy things that have happened to me that I thought maybe more of like a Q&A type video would be good. So maybe I should go live. Let me see how that works. Okay, so I actually thought of a story time video that we can talk about, and I might not look at the camera a lot while I'm like focusing on my makeup, but it's a really good one. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have ever had a mental breakdown, but I did. And they basically take you, it's not like called the psych ward anymore or anything like that, and they don't really have long-term ones, the states do. But you would have to go through, now they call them behavioral health centers inside hospitals. And you would have to, I mean, be there weeks and weeks for them to actually say you needed to go somewhere for a long period of time. So the normal amount of time that someone would spend there is about 5 days. No, I didn't know that. So I thought I was trapped there forever. And I literally remember it was, I guess I can't say where, but this nurse came in. Why is there a black, do you guys see what just happened to me? Anyway, this nurse came in and literally, like, I was bawling. I was like freaking out, like I'm never gonna be able to leave ever, and now everyone's gonna think I'm crazy, and like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And afterwards, and some medication they gave me, which I don't know what it was, but after I'd calmed down, she's like, yeah, I had like my boss yelling at me because I had to sit in there with you for 3 hours. That's how long that you were in there crying. And I'm like, really? It seems like it was minutes. Alright, that's dead. Bye. I'm officially out of highlighter. So, she's like one of my favorites. She was a charge nurse too, so like she was one of the charge nurses, so I don't see how she got in trouble for that, but whatever. And in my opinion, if you live in the Cincinnati area, I would go to Good Sam's. They have, like, you don't just sit in your bed all day. No one is tied down. I mean, you can get tied down if you're, like, acting a fool, hitting people. And then even then, they don't want to tie you down. They put you in what they call, like, a seclusion room. And you just are watched 24/7. So you'll either get normally when you first come in, you get a single bed, and then, you know, the more comfortable you get there, and as new people come in, then you might get moved in with a roommate to make room. They give you menus at breakfast for lunch and dinner, and there's also snacks in between that. And then all day, every single day, I think except the weekends. The weekends are a little more lenient. you go to group. And, I mean, it's not... My favorites are the art ones because, like, you can make boxes and she'll have you draw something and then you kind of relate that to, you know, well, what do you think it means that you drew an ocean and all this stuff. And then there's other ones where you're like, one of the places, and I want to say it's like Christ or something, it has a gym in it. And as long as there is somebody in there with you, you can use the gym. But you can always ask for a yoga mat or your bed, or not bed, your door for your toilet, like to go into the bathroom, is actually just like a rubber mat that feels just like a yoga mat. So we would lay those down out in the hallway and do yoga together when there wasn't even a class. Shout out to Carter because she knows what I'm talking about. We were the only two who did it. And by the way, she's like secretly a contortionist because this girl was like bending all over the place. She like leaned back and she put her head on her butt. And I'm like, how do you do that? I don't know. It's crazy. Man, I shouldn't have said her name. I'll beep it out. Actually, I'll ask her first, and if she doesn't care, I'm leaving it in. I meant if he doesn't care, I'm leaving it in. Yeah, so it's like, not as, because I was terrified, but it is not that bad. You do have some nurses. I think that's my thing, is like some of the nurses, you can tell don't want to be there. Sorry, I'm trying to get makeup out. And it's like, they work their shift, they're over it, they're done, they're ready to go home. They don't care if you need fresh underwear, fresh towels, like, they don't give a shit. And that's always, like, they give you a pamphlet, like, to a survey to fill out. And, like, how do we do? I'm like, well, it would have been great, you know, had not... I don't know. I got called a bitch by one of the places in Dayton, which I don't know why I was taken to Dayton anyway. But, yeah. I went to walk away because I was like, when you get the chance, can you give me some towels? Because they kept saying I was asking for stuff. And, yeah, I was repeatedly asking for stuff because... I would ask for, like, 3 things, so they only had to make one trip, and they would only bring, like, one of the things. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't just take a bath with a towel. I also need the stuff to wash my body. Yeah. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I thought it was the whole world, but what are you gonna do? And I am really compromising here, guys, because I'm going to use a shade that, look at how different. It's going to be okay, though, because I'm going to use stuff to buff it out. This is not blackface. I will fix it. But anyway, it looks more orange. That's not an orange face either. This is like Snooki via 2009. I always want to say 20 something. Oh my god, I should put dye in my hair. I have pink and purple spray dye from like Halloween. And I should be a scarecrow. I still have the outfit. And take pictures in it. That might be what this just turned into. Okay, so basically, anyway, back to the psych ward. If you go to Good Sam's, Janet and, forgot the other one's name. Janet and I did not get along at first. Like, something about her, I feel like she thought I was rude because I'm loud and opinionated and whatever. But, like, we sat one day and had the craziest heart-to-heart. And I just like her. Like, I would not trade my experience from there for anything. And it helps you, like, kind of, like, okay, for the first time I went, being terrified, I decided to sit in my room, do puzzles, like, pass time, and, like, just try to blend, you know what I mean? Oh, and Good Sam's also has the best food. And they can give you double portions, unless you're diabetic, sorry. Then you're SOL. Because they really give them anything. But normally people will give you stuff off their tray if they feel bad. Yeah, but like I liked, aromatherapy. So you lay on the floor or you can sit in a chair and she reads a passage like, oh, well, now you're on the beach and you can hear seagulls and you actually hear them because she's playing music at the same time and the aromatherapy's going so the whole room just smells effing delicious. I've actually made a lot of friends, and what I mean by that is people who understand I dissociate, I'm bipolar, I'm having these seizures now, which, by the way, you guys are coming with me because no one else is allowed to. So what we're going to do is on the 25th of January, I'm going to start filming me being monitored at the EMU unit, which means I have to take the limited amount of makeup, but my new makeup should be here by then, and I won't need to turn to blackface and then turn back to whiteface. I didn't mean to do it in the first place. And I don't know why Cream sent me that dark of a color anyway, so it's just so confusing. Like, I ordered my color, and then this is 30. Does that look... No. This is what I normally wear. Hold on, wait a minute. If you really want to see... Yeah. And every single thing of mine is running out. And I don't know what to do. Except cover it. Just keep covering it. And I think that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to grab my arrow. Where's my timeout? Hold up. I'll tell you what, I layered this shit on. It's mostly to deflect the fact that my face is freaking 5 times the color it should be.
Max been out yet?
Nope. That was my fiance telling me, has Max been let out yet? And no, I didn't let him out back yet because the neighbor's dogs were out back. Which, by the way, the dog pound was here and a little kid was crying, like talking about how the dog bit him and wasn't on a leash or whatever. So I just texted my neighbor, like, what's going on with the dog? And she's like, oh, he just didn't have his tag. We were walking him and she just saw him. And I'm like, don't lie. Like, I know you're lying. I feel like you know I know you're lying. Like, but these are the same people that just, they don't care. They're not respectful. They live upstairs. They stomp all day, all night. And then, without warning us, we have a second story with no front porch. So when you open that door, you'll drop to your death. Well, they decided to throw a couch out of it without telling us, and it broke our porch light. Yeah. And there's mattresses laying in the yard. I mean, it's just a mess. This went from a psych ward story to my neighbors from hell. I feel like this is a show. Alright, I feel like I need to do something to my eyes to distract from how crazy my everything else is. So, on Amazon, there's 2 of these. It comes with 2 magnetic things, like the eyeliner. And then it comes with a package like this, which I've used half of them. So what I do is I use the magnetic and then I use glue, but that's because I want it to stay. I got a toddler and I'm trying to get shit to blow away. Oop. But this is going to take a minute, so I'll just do the outro in a second, and then I'll put this up. Alright guys, this is the finished product. Yeah. And please leave comments on the other videos so that I know if you guys want me to do a live video, so that I know if you guys want me to do